All right, what's going on, everybody? So this video is going to be all about how to create a content calendar for your cleaning service and why this is such a valuable tool that you could use to really just build all of your assets from now on. So let's talk about this, and I will first start this off by saying what exactly is content marketing. This is the question you might be asking yourself, and it's essentially going to be all the background knowledge that you have, all of the insider information, basically all the value that you've learned through your years of working in the field, and how you can express that to your potential customers. So this could include things like taking photos, videos, doing written articles such as blog posts or emails, basically compiling all of your knowledge and expressing it to your audience. So this is the quickest way to build trust with potential customers. It's a great way to showcase the actual jobs that you're doing, because obviously people are going to want to see the homes, or if you're in the commercial space, the offices, the medical clinics, these types of spaces that you're actually cleaning. And also, it's you're going to have a leading edge over all of your competitors, or at least most of them, because I can tell you right now, very few companies are actually doing this at the very least on a consistent basis. So this is a huge tip. And most importantly, this is going to help generate interest, which is ultimately the purpose of this, because we want to turn those not interested people, or, I'll think about it maybe some other time, we want to turn those people into interested. I'm ready to buy right now. So how do we do this? Well, I first want to discuss a little bit about the traditional theory behind direct response marketing. So if you look at some of these examples, these are traditional outbound methods of selling your service, right? So you have the cold calling, whether you're doing this yourself or you have a call center. There's the printing out the flyers, the brochures, magnets, things like that. Then you have billboards. Then you have digital marketing advertising avenues such as Google, Facebook, Craigslist. And these are all effective forms of marketing. However, there's one issue that comes into play when you talk about pretty much any of these. And you really have to understand the buyer's journey first. So if you look at the stages, let me move myself, broken down into 4 different stages of the buyer's journey. You have the pre-contemplation. So this is basically people before they're even thinking about buying, right? So if someone's not in the, someone's never really considered using a cleaning service, they're just sitting on their couch, never even crossed their mind once, they'd be in stage 1. Now contemplation, this could be, okay, maybe someone heard something on the radio, or they read something online about a cleaning service and they thought, okay, that might be kind of interested. Maybe I could see this using a service for my own self, for my house, my business. So that's the contemplation stage. Next, you have the action stage. So this is people that are actually picking up the phone book, or they're logging in going into Google and looking up numbers of cleaning services. So now they're taking action and they're ready to make that first commitment. Then you have step 4, which is ultimately the transaction. So this is after someone's already shook your hand, agreed to doing business with you, and has had their first job. So the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because, again, when we talk about direct response marketing, such as some of these examples, the one issue that you're going to find is that they're all going to step 3 and 4. So when you're using something like Google Ads, for example, and you're targeting, let's say, keywords such as commercial cleaning, industrial cleaning, maid services, whatever the case is, these are people that already have their mind set to, okay, I need the service, let me search for it. Now you might be thinking, well, Evan, isn't that a good thing? Yes, it's a good thing. However, you have to keep in mind that this is a red ocean, as they call it in marketing, meaning we're not the only ones to understand this. Everyone else understands this as well. And different platforms, whether we're talking in the online space, the billboard space, print ads, radio ads, whatever, they understand this too. So they're going to charge more because they realize this is a competitive space. So like I said, the people that are in the action mindset or the purchase mindset, they've already had their mind made, and now they have to compete with all of the other companies that are basically trying to jump in and get their fair share too. But what people forget about is there's all this space over here, the people that are in the pre-contemplation or the contemplation stage. Now, yes, there are going to be, from a percentage base, it's going to be harder to convert these people right off the bat. But again, this is about content marketing, And if you know anything about content marketing, we're not trying to convert people right off the bat. We're trying to build our experience with these people, nurture them, give them value, and ultimately convert them later down the line. So, as I mentioned, these people are already pulling out their wallets at step 3 and 4, but there's going to be a lot of other cleaners that are competing in this space, and ultimately there's just going to be less fish for you to bait. However, like I said, if you go over here and you focus on the market that isn't being hit up by ads all the time, this is where your time to shine really comes in. These people, like I said, they're still considering things. Maybe they've never really used a cleaning service or they have no interest right away. But if you can get in front of them the proper way, this is a huge blue ocean, because now you have so many more potential prospects, and they're not used to, they haven't seen all of these things like these people have. So the things needed to make this work and why this is such a beautiful strategy, let's talk about this. So number one, you have to learn to be the face of your brand. So the reason why being the face of your brand is so important is because now you're actually going to be documenting all of your work. So bringing your phone to all of your jobs, taking lots of photos, lots of videos, and as I mentioned, 2 to 3 pieces of content per day really should be your goal. So that equates to about 14 to 21 pieces of content per week. Now, if you're saying, wow, I can't do this, that seems like too much work, build up to it slowly. Try to at least get half of this. If you could at least do 1 piece of content per day, and if you guys have a somewhat busy schedule, there's really no excuse for this. Now, if you're very limited, meaning maybe you don't have enough clients to do 1 piece of content a day, maybe you're thinking, well, my schedule only allows me to go in a few times a week to someone's home. Well, then think of something that you could film or take a photo or write a piece of content at your own house. Maybe you have a cleaning product that you could do a quick demonstration on that talks, it's like a 60-second tutorial on how to use this type of soap and why you recommend it. You guys got to think outside the box. So this is what I recommend. And if the idea of doing video or photos just scares you so much, I would at least start with doing written content. So this can mean doing blog posts, emails, things like that, even just long form written pieces of value that you can do on social media can be very effective. So ultimately, you're going to want to be providing value, and more value on a day-to-day basis. This is going to be the make or break of basically the content marketing strategy. And last but not least, proper planning. And this is what I'm really going to do with this video. This is what I wanted to focus on, because this is something that people are just completely lost on. So I think this is going to be very valuable for you. So we're going to start first by defining our audience. So who's our target audience? And I put together this little avatar chart. So this is going to be in the example for a commercial cleaning company who wants to get in front of, let's say, an office secretary, or potentially even the business owner, right? So you're going to think of your avatar. Now, first, I like to split this up into 2 audiences, and you guys could start to do this too. So think of their job titles. What position do they fulfill in the company? So, like I said, an office manager, a tenant, is that who you want to get in front of? Is it going to be a facility manager? Now, the secondary person might be the secretary or the admin. So you want to think of these roles. Obviously, you want to know your industry too. So if you focus on daycares, schools, churches, medical facilities, restaurants, whatever your niche is, like I said, this is for commercial cleaners. So this is very important to do. Now, if you're in the maid service space, the home servicing space, you could do the same exact thing, but just apply this to your current customers. So maybe you've noticed that 70% of your customers are retired folks. So that would be essentially your audience. Instead of job titles, that might not apply to you so much, but perhaps it would. Maybe you do happen to have a lot of residential clients that are in, that are realtors, or maybe you have a lot that are, doctors. It doesn't hurt to start filling this chart out, because this is going to help you with your messaging, which I'm going to talk about in a second. So ultimately, what's their influence level? Are they the decision maker? Their age range? This is going to help with targeting also in the near future if you want to run advertising campaigns. Their gender, geographic location. So this is what I would recommend for step 1. Start filling out this chart, because this is going to pre-frame in your mind all of the content that you're going to make from this point on is going to serve these people specifically. So you want to get really clear on who this is for you. So number 2, we're going to talk about content tiers. So this is where we actually start doing sort of the fun part and start planning everything out ahead and sort of framing what this might look like. So once again, I'm going to move myself. So we have 4 pillars. We have industry news, product demos, case studies, testimonials, and then behind the scenes. Now, you can modify these columns slightly different if you feel that you have a different idea that might apply to you more so. But the reason why I really like these is because this gives your customers or potential customers sort of a good mix of, okay, I'm the expert in my field. This is very valuable knowledge that you're going to want to know about. Here's some proof that I actually am a legit worker. Here's some of my clients. Take a look at their case studies. Product demos, good way to showcase your actual cleaning methods and solutions. And then the behind the scenes is where you get to be fun, right? And have that real expression and that human element to your business. So all of these are very solid foundations. And 90% of your posts really will be framed as a problem and solution. So just keep this in mind whenever you're making a DIY video or a different, a before and after photo, filming a case study. Always keep in mind, okay, my potential clients, they have a problem. It's that they don't have time to clean their home. They don't have time to clean their office. They are tired of using a company that does a crappy job. So define what a typical problem is that you face with your current clients and make sure that just about 90% of your content is going to be fulfilling this problem and offering a solution. Also, some of this will require your own research. For example, if you want to do industry news, and let's say you want to be a real top tier content marketer, this will require you to do a little bit of research on your own end on the web just to see what's up to date with current trends and things like this. So if a specific cleaning law just got passed, you might want to make a piece of content on that. Maybe you have 5 reasons why you should go green cleaning versus some of the harsher chemicals. That might require you to do some industry research. And this could be done in, like I said, simple Google web search, or you could even do surveys with your current clients, maybe go on Facebook forums, things like this. So now let's talk about some examples of content tiers. So this is an example that I made for a client, but basically for industry news, we did a survey on Facebook where we asked a big group what their number one reason was for high turnover rates with their commercial cleaning company. So we got some very valuable information from this. Now another thing, video content. This is an example of just their cleaning process that they made a video on. So this is a really neat way to sort of show the behind the scenes of their business and what a typical client could actually expect from them coming and doing work for them. Now we also did a value and lead magnet. So this was a blog post where there was also a downloadable link at the bottom of the article for people to submit if they wanted, more details about hiring this company. So that's a lead magnet 101, as they say. And then this is more of the behind the scenes fun type of content. So same thing, video just showing that personal human element. Hey, we're friendly. We're cool people just like you. This is what we're all about, but we're more than just a cleaning company. We're humans that are here to make your life better. All right, and now we've made it to step number 3, the actual content calendar. So I've color-coded this to make your job a little bit easier. And by the way, there will be a link in the description if you guys want to download your own copy of this, so you don't have to do all of the work of making your own charts and worrying about, what should I do? When in doubt, this will just be a cookie cutter calendar that you guys could steal from me and basically make your own content from. But basically, we've color-coded it to the different pillars. So as I mentioned, industry news, and then here are some examples of actual content that we're going to make to fulfill these needs. So number 1 most common complaint with the prior cleaning service. So this was, again, the survey that we did on Facebook. More industry news articles, why offices receive high turnover rates. We made an article on this specifically. So again, we're thinking about the problem, the solution, and then what piece of content can we do to fill the void. Now other examples behind the scenes. So this is really just basic video shots, whether it be on Instagram stories or Facebook stories of your actual cleaning. It doesn't even have to be cleaning all the time. In fact, guys, I would recommend that you start thinking, like I said, outside of the box, even filming your day of you guys getting lunch with your workers or, petting a dog, things like this that people can actually relate to. Then we have more examples, case studies, what our clients have to say about us, etc., before and after carpet cleaning jobs, a product demo. So this is our recommended disinfection solution. We're going to do a 90-second product demo of how this stuff is used. So as you can see, there's multiple things each week, and this might look overwhelming, but if you think about it, this is less than one piece of content per day. This is actually less than what I recommend you guys doing, but to start off, once you guys get in the groove, once you make it through week 1, week 2, week 3, I promise you this does get easier. And then here are just some daily tips for you guys to keep in mind. I would recommend doing Facebook and Instagram stories at least 4 to 5 times a week. That's pretty doable. I would also recommend going live once every 1 to 2 months, especially if you have a good following already. This is a great way to use as an icebreaker, because a lot of these people, maybe they've seen some of your photos, but they actually want to see you talking live and build that relationship as early as possible. So I found that going live is very, very helpful for businesses sort of stuck in this rut. And then also document your work just like an artist would. So when you guys do these jobs, you have to remember this is your craft. You're the experts in your field. Showcase this to your audience. If you're doing a cleaning job, people want to see this. This is your, you guys have official permission from me to use this as bragging rights. So please do so. Get in front of your audience the proper way and start building the relationship with them.